What's up, the John Squad? This is John Pilling here on YouTube, and I'm coming today with my WWE Monday Night Raw review for June 2019. So let's do the show, the John Squad. So we kicked off WWE Monday Night Raw last night with Elias, and he talks about Anthony Davis going to Los Angeles, and then he says that he was invited here to Raw by Baron Corbin, and then he says that Corbin, and then he takes off his shirt and says that Corbin announced him to be the special guest referee for his match against Seth Rollins. And Rollins comes out from behind and whacks Elias with the steel chair from behind. So then Rollins gets on the mic and says that he's done playing games and sends a message and holds a steel chair, sends a message that he's done playing games, that this is going to be for everyone else, So that's what he says, and that this would be on the other side with everyone with the steel chair. So that's what's going to happen. So then The Miz comes out and delivers a Skull Crusher finale on Elias. Then Bobby Lashley spears Elias, which that was funny. Then Cesaro does a Cesaro swing on Elias. Then Ricochet does the double knees on Elias. Then Braun Strowman running power slams on Elias. And that's what happens there to start the first match we have is a fatal 5-way to determine who will face Samoa Joe at Stomping Grounds for the United States Championship. So we had a fatal 5-way match. We had The Miz versus Ricochet versus Bobby Lashley versus Braun Strowman versus Cesaro, and the winner was Ricochet. After the match, Samoa Joe goes into the ring and starts to attack Ricochet, but then Ricochet gets the piece of Samoa Joe and dives over the top rope onto Samoa Joe. And we had a Becky Lynch when she talks about Lacey Evans, and then she calls her out, and Lacey Evans all of a sudden then comes out and talks to Becky Lynch, and Becky Lynch attacks Lacey Evans and does her finisher onto Lacey Evans to end the segment. So then the second match we had on Raw was the Viking Raiders versus I don't even know who they were, these local talent people, and of course the winner was the Viking Raiders. But then after the match, R-Truth was sitting in the crowd with Carmella, and of course the 24/7 title was on the line. So then all the superstars, the Raw rosters, coming out there try to chase R-Truth. R-Truth goes underneath the ring, and goes right underneath the ring, and so he goes right underneath the ring, and goes underneath the ring, and then right back out the ring, and they pull and R-Truth escapes with the 24/7 championship belt. Then the third match you had on Raw was that. Oh yeah, but before we got into the third match you had on Raw was a Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn show. We had was Kevin Owens' Sami Zayn show. I'm pronouncing the Z and the S wrong, so my coach Jim always cracks me on that one, so it's pretty funny. So, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens introduced their guest, and that was Baron Corbin. So Sami Zayn introduces Corbin and tells him that this is a safe space because Rollins kept whacking people with steel chairs in the back. He whacks Baron Corbin with the steel chair. He whacks Eric Young with the steel chair. So Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn don't want to be the referees in this for Stomping Ground, so they want to back out of that one because Rollins is just on fire whacking people with steel chairs. So then Baron Corbin announces special guest referee, and that is going to be who can count the 1, 2, 3. That's what Corbin says, and it is going to be EC3. So then Rollins all of a sudden comes on out and whams, whacks EC3 from behind, lays him out with the steel chair. Just comes out from behind and whacks him with the steel chair. Monday Night steel chair from behind, whacks him out with the steel chair. Rollins just lays EC3 out. Then the New Day come out and start to talk to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, Baron Corbin, and Kofi talks about his match at Stomping Ground, says that he's still going to be the WWE champion. So then we have ourselves a third match. So then the third match on Raw was the New Day, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Baron Corbin, and the winner was the New Day. So then the next match we had on Raw was the Usos versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, and the winner was the Usos. That's right. That's right. So then we had a Paul Heyman segment, and he just talks about the Universal Champion Seth Rollins and how he's soon going to be losing it and stuff to Brock Lesnar, and how Brock Lesnar is going to soon be coming. We don't have to get into all that stuff. So then we had Roman Reigns talks to Drew McIntyre, and then Drew McIntyre appears on the Titantron, and then Roman Reigns goes after Drew McIntyre, and then next thing you know is that Roman Reigns Roman Reigns gets out of the ring, heads to the back, and goes after Drew McIntyre. He goes after and attacks Drew McIntyre. He heads out there and goes in and attacks Drew McIntyre. He takes out the Revival. Then he looks at Shane McMahon and takes out Shane McMahon and starts to beat the heck out of Shane McMahon. He takes out Shane McMahon. He gets his hands on him and starts to take out Shane McMahon. And that's what happens there to the whole thing, entire thing with Roman Reigns standing tall and telling Shane that he's gonna put a whooping on the Shane McMahon. So then the fifth match you had on Raw was the Women's Tag Team Championship match. It was the Iconics versus Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, and the winner was and still our Women's Tag Team Champions, the Iconics. Then the main event we had on Raw was Seth Rollins versus Daniel Bryan, and Seth Rollins never picked up a victory against Daniel Bryan in his career. So what we had was during the match the New Day come running out, the Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn come running out, and so do the Usos, and they all start to brawl in the ring, and so the referees have to send them all to the back, and that's what happens there to end that whole shenanigans and stuff like that. So then we had was Seth Rollins versus Daniel Bryan, and the winner was Seth Rollins after he stomps Daniel Bryan. So then, what happens next is that after the match, Seth Rollins goes up the ramp, and next thing you know is that Baron Corbin comes out from behind and just whacks Seth Rollins with the steel chair from behind, throws him into the ring, and does the end of days onto Seth Rollins, and that's what happens there to end that segment. That's what happens there. So, once again, the John Squad. That's what happens at the end of the Monday Night Raw. So, once again, the John Squad with Baron Corbin Sandoval. So, once again, the John Squad. Please like this video if you enjoyed the Monday Night Raw last night. Leave your comments down below what you thought about it. And subscribe for more. You're all the best of John Squad. You're all one of a kind. I love each and every single one of you guys that love my videos, and subscribe for more. You all mean a lot to me, the John Squad. I thought Raw was pretty hilarious last night with Rollins whacking everyone with steel chairs last night. I love Seth Rollins a lot, and I love that he whacked everyone with steel chairs, so that's what I loved about him last night. So once again, please like this video. Don't forget to hit that bell on YouTube app so you don't miss an upload on my videos when I do upload, and subscribe for more. Peace out, the John Squad. Love you guys.